The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat post-game show.
I'm Alphonse Sidney, aka Alf954. Welcome into Hangover Time, the Miami Heat Beat post-game show, where normally on a night like this with the Bucks losing, it'd be a party. You know what I mean? Like we'd be dancing around, laughing at the airball free throws, laughing, just the Hawks without Trae Young beating the Bucks. Like, that's hilarious. That's funny. But what happened, I believe it was the third quarter when Giannis went down with that knee injury, it cast a pall, you know what I mean, over the show. Like, it's just not, it's hard to have a good time, when you see the best player from another team get injured. And that's complete bullshit, because fuck that. The Bucks have been benefiting from this shit all playoffs long. So fuck that. We turn it up. Fuck that shit. It sucks, don't it? It sucks when your best players are injured. It really does. Oh, no Trae Young. Oh, boo. Oh, boo. Oh, no Giannis. Fuck you guys. Listen, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Bam was limited. No Victor Oladipo. Jimmy was limited. Goran just old as shit. Now you getting, no DeAndre Hunter. Cam Reddish is limited. Now no Trae Young. And you want me to cry about Giannis? Giannis missing a half of basketball when you already down double digits to a team without their best player? Nah, son. We turning up. Fuck the Bucks. We are still laughing at y'all sorry asses. Someone told me it's going to be hard to slander the Bucks with Giannis being injured. No, it's not, because I'm petty as a motherfucker, baby. I am still having the time of my life. Fuck the Bucks. Bring me out, brass. The hate watch party continues. We do not. Listen. We do not celebrate injuries, but fuck it, I celebrate circumstances. And this shit is funny as fuck to me, because the Bucks have benefited from this shit all playoffs long. Finally, their comeuppance has come. Brass, let's find out what everybody's drinking as we turn the fuck up tonight.
Some total whiplash with the music.
I loved it.
I like the juxtaposition right there.
I was dancing, and all of a sudden I had to wear a tie. Like,
we're all over the place.
Yeah, fuck it. Listen, so are these NBA playoffs. Jesus Christ. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Like, it's a war of attrition at this point. Like, I mean, if Giannis misses a couple games and the Hawks come back without Trae Young, I mean, we'll talk about the asterisks and the fraud and the fluke shit. But, let's find out what everybody. Fez Butter says Thanasis slander on deck. Yes, sir. Don't you worry.
I thought it said Thanasis Islander, which sounded interesting.
We're coming for that Thanasis soon. Solana, listen, you haven't been on Hangover Time in a minute. What's been going on with you, first of all?
Well, I tore my ACL, so fuck you. I have some sympathy for Giannis Antetokounmpo. After seeing his knee buckle like that, literally, what's today, the 29th? Just 20 days ago, I did that. What you saw Giannis do, I did that. And it's
you did not jump that high at all.
No. Actually, I bricked a three and I got my own rebound, and then my knee buckled. So
very similar.
At least you got the board.
Got my own board, followed my shot. So you guys would be proud of me, right? No, doesn't every NBA coach tell you to follow your shot?
Yes.
None of the Heat players do that.
So I'm not drinking because I'm still on meds, and so I'm drinking water. And fuck you guys. I have sympathy tonight for Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks. I didn't have any sympathy for the Bucks until that happened, because I feel like, me and Giannis are connected in a weird way.
There's absolutely nothing except for a knee injury that connects you to Giannis.
You have the same body parts as Giannis.
You both have knees.
Do they? I love how Alex posts on Instagram like therapy videos of him learning to walk again, like he had been some sort of traumatic experience. Where like, Alex, you I don't know if you'll ever be able to walk again. I mean, it's gonna be a long road ahead. And like Alex is like, I did it, guys. I made it. Look at that. I took steps.
Well, you asked today, is he still in the hospital?
Yeah, I didn't
know.
know.
He had knee surgery a month ago. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if you were joking or not. Yeah,
No, I was serious.
Like, is he out of his coma yet? He had a fucking knee surgery. Like,
I mean, we did the locker room the other day, and I could have sworn you did that from the hospital. I heard nursing in the back.
it was outpatient. Oh, the dude in the ICU.
I heard the little heart monitor, like as we were doing it.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking some Avion tequila from my guy Young Jeezy out of the A. Let's go Hawks.
God, that sounds so lame when you said it. Jesus. Oh my god!
The Young Jeezy out of the A or the Avion?
Out of the
A. Out of the A.
All of it.
Out of the A.
He has to say out of the A. It's the only thing you can spell.
Barely.
Brass, what are you drinking tonight?
I made myself a Vesper, so it's like a martini. I made it a double. It's like gin and vodka, some Coca Americano, and put some grapefruit bitters in it.
Love it,
Wow.
Joey.
Not even close to that. We've got a little bit of pineapple juice and a little bit of rum. I'm feeling like a pirate right now. I'm in South Florida. You know, I do want to say though, I think everyone's giving Giannis a lot of shit for the, taking so long at the free throw line. But if you were to ask my girlfriend, 10 seconds is not a long time. I just want to say that. Just in basketball, it's a long time. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm a Joey here.
I want to make so many jokes about that, but I'm stopping myself and asking Christian, what are you drinking tonight?
I mean, I'm kind of with Joey. I'm having pineapple, but I'm going a little easier. It's just a seltzer, I mean, this game was trash. Like, I'm not going to go hard for something that.
What are you talking?
Me.
That game was so much fun.
No, Giannis got hurt. Like, just further validation that these playoffs are meaningless. Like, I'm not.
But listen, now I will say, okay, the Giannis and Trey injuries have nothing to do with a shortened off season or anything like. I mean, those are guys.
The Bucks had a long off season.
Yeah, the Bucks. I mean, the Hawks haven't played since 2019.
The Bucks came to the bubble, played 2 weeks, and then left. Like,
yeah, and Trey stepped on a ref foot. Like this
that shit was a summer camp for the Bucks. I mean,
these are early.
Also, I think we should come out in front of this, Alpha, because I don't want people clipping this shit up and saying that we're celebrating teams, players' injuries, because we're not. No, we are not calling it. No, I know, but fucking knuckleheads, like, no, we're not rooting for that at all. Like, we're not taking any pleasure in Giannis getting hurt. That sucks.
Having said that,
it is funny. The irony.
Think he's fine, right? He walked. I mean, I think
fine.
I think he'll probably play next year.
I think he'll play again.
I saw Bomani tweet that him not playing is like bad because like a 20-point lead is not insurmountable. It's like, I don't know, man. This Bucks offense hasn't been good all playoffs. A 20-point lead is pretty insurmountable.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to go, shoot lights out like they did against the Heat, and they only do that like every 4 or 5 games. But for the most part, they're slogging through the mud, low 90s, high 90s. So you're right. For them to come back from a 20-point double-digit deficit is definitely tough. And it's not that I'm enjoying the injury, right? I when I first saw it, I tweeted out like, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. But what I will not do is feel sorry for a team that has come this far due to other teams' injuries, right? Like, if they were facing a fully healthy Hawks team with DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish at 100%, like, I don't think this series is 2-2 at this point. It might be 3-1. If they were facing the Nets with Harden and Kyrie, Harden at 100% and Kyrie Irving, they get swept in the second round. So I'm not feeling sorry for the Bucks. I just can't do it.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Okay.
Moving on. No, just go ahead.
Do we have that same energy for Phoenix? Because Phoenix played a Laker team without AD and with LeBron all banged up, then played a Nuggets team without Jamal Murray, and are now playing a Clippers team without Kawhi. And I think it's been funny how they've been like the darling story of the NBA, and like, it's fine. Like, they're a good team. Like, obviously, like, they're a very good basketball team, but like, kind of a cakewalk.
Listen, I'm not calling Phoenix a fraud. I will call Milwaukee a fraud because I just don't like them. I'm completely biased. But like if Phoenix had an injury right now,
they lost Chris Paul for 2 games. So
exactly. Let's say Chris Paul goes out for the rest of the season.
He wasn't hurt.
I don't feel bad for Phoenix.
An injury is different than health and safety protocols, chat, because an injury, you come back and you're not like really right. A health and safety protocols, especially in his case, where I think all cases point that he did not have symptoms or whatever happened. It's not like he had a body part that didn't work.
But either way, I'm not feeling bad for the Suns if one of their players goes down.
That's right. He was hurt in the Lakers series. He had the shoulder injury.
Yeah. Alf, I don't feel bad for any of the teams or the organizations, or I feel bad for us, the NBA consumer, the NBA fans, because I don't want to see Giannis win a championship, and I'm with you. I felt like this year, whoever wins the championship, not that like the asterisks or whatever, like that's a stupid conversation, but it's not as it's a weird season, basically, right? Like everything's just weird this year. But at the end of the day, we're going to watch these games. We're going to do Hangover Time. We're going to talk about it the next day, and we're going to watch. I want to see these teams at full strength at the very least. If it's going to be Giannis, if it's going to be Chris Paul, if it's going to be whoever, I want to see them at full strength and give us a good product. And Trae Young being out, looks like it's going to be more than one game. Now this to Giannis, like these games are have less and less meaning as they go on because we're not watching stars. We're watching Cameron Payne and, we're watching Cam Reddish. And I don't want to see that. I want to see the stars. I want to see right. Creative player Reggie Jackson. I want to see the best available, and we're not getting that.
I mean, I think all season, Christian, we've been cheated. Like as fans, I'm talking about regular season too. Like that short off season, everything going on with COVID protocols, we've been cheated off season. So it's almost like we're used to it by now. And like somebody goes down, everyone's like, well, fuck this season. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we've been dealing with it since December. And it's just, and so that's why I'm like, no, there's not an asterisk on it. But if you're going to call any season a fluke, this is the one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the math on like how much more they played, like how much more regularly they played throughout the season, but the schedule was they played 72 out of 82 games and they started like right around Christmas time, so they lost the end of October, all of November, and the beginning of December. Like that's a ton of time. And they only lost 10 games during all of that time. So like, yeah, clearly it was going to be a strain, but I mean, I hope the one thing that doesn't happen, like the Suns were undefeated in the bubble, but since I think they still didn't make the playoffs technically, wasn't that what happened?
Yeah.
But they could have made a run in the playoffs if they had actually made it. Like they were good last season, so they're not a fluke to me at all. I mean, I think they're going to win the championship.
I honestly, if you got a fully healthy Suns team against a fully healthy Bucks team,
Bucks and 6.
Nah, I think the Suns got them.
No, Bucks and 6.
Joey, what happened?
I don't know. I was thinking. I mean, I just don't want the Bucks to win. That would just bring such sorrow to my life if I see the Bucks on a parade in Milwaukee.
Oh God,
Johnny, you want them to win? You want the Bucks to win?
over Phoenix? Yeah, I have too many bad takes. I have too many bad takes tied in Phoenix players. My reputation needs the Bucks to win.
This show needs the Bucks in the finals. Oh, thank you for kicking them out. But this show needs the Bucks in the finals because honestly, the feel good party of watching Suns and Hawks, like I don't know. I don't have a lot of content for that.
Oh, I want Hawks. I mean, if the Hawks are in the finals, that's fun.
Just rooting for Solomon Hill and Jay Crowder for 6 games. It's just not going to be. It's not going to be the same. But listen. I still.
Why is Chat mad at me? Why is Chat mad at me that I want that I'd be okay if the Heat lost to the champions? Like,
no, we don't want Giannis.
Because you're selfishly thinking about yourself and not like Heat fans.
That's how I work.
No, okay, you want to know why? You want to know why we don't want the Bucks to win? Because of Thanasis.
Fuck that guy.
And because we don't care.
And because I do not want that guy having a ring. I don't want good things to happen to Thanasis. the Greek geek. We can't stand him. So we have a new segment tonight. We have a new segment tonight because the other day Thanasis had quite a play, in his 30 seconds of playing time, which they round up to a minute in the box score, which I think is nice of them. I always think that's funny. Like he plays 6 stints for 5 seconds each, 30 seconds. They rounded up to a full minute. But he had quite a play, and everybody was tagging me on it. Like, yo, Alf, did you see this? And I said, the Hangover Time brand is strong when it comes to Thanasis. So Brass and I got together and said, how do we, further highlight Thanasis's role in this show? So we've come up with a new segment. We hope you like it.
He's the biggest scrub in the family. I just want to say for the record, that is not copyrighted music. I had to perform all that on the fucking piano. So
you heard that?
We better not get hit.
Play that again, please.
The time that went into this.
Play that again, please.
He's the biggest scrub in the family. All right, so let's get these plays.
You sang that too. That's your voice. You sang that.
That is me. Yeah.
I'm so used to it. I was just like, yeah, it's just another thing that Brass has done for us. Yeah, okay. Just made a theme song.
You're like the anti-Thanos.
You do stuff. Thank you.
You do things that help.
So our first clip tonight is from tonight, and yeah, Alf, you wanna talk about this one? He's walking his brother off the court after an injury.
Well, I think G pointed this out that this is the only useful thing he did all game.
Yeah.
If we break this down,
walking fine. What? Like, why is he? He's probably making it harder for him to walk by putting his arm around.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there we go. Yeah, exactly.
He put his arm. He's like, no, I got you, bro. I got you.
Go away. I got this.
But what I love so much is like at this point he's asking, it's like, oh man, wait, am I gonna get an assist for this? Is that gonna show up on the box score? Wait, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna get an assist. All right, fuck this. All right, you good, bro? Okay. I gotta run now. I gotta run back to the court and not log any minutes.
He's their number one cheerleader. I mean, they need him.
Fucking douchebag. Anyway,
am I my brother's keeper?
Assist.
So this is another play tonight. Oh. That was like right after he checked into the game.
He looks like he's never played basketball before.
Let's see that one again.
Like he's literally only out there because he's Giannis's brother. Like what was that?
Jesus.
And then look at his defense.
They have the same dad. That's the only reason he has a job.
Yep. And this beauty.
The best. My
is that
favorite
Cisco?
part. Yes, my favorite part about this play is he passes it to the second lamest dude on the team, the Cisco-looking motherfucker with the blonde hair.
Incredible.
Like that is my first of all. Like you have a layup, Ben Simmons style, and then he passes to Cisco, who misses a dunk. It's just amazing.
And that was all the time we saw from him tonight. But we have to play the clip from the last game because this is just remarkable. Look at that. Look at that defense from him. Jumping. It's like a fucking 2K player.
Yo, he glitched so hard.
It's a double block. It's a double block.
The fact that they still made the 3-pointer is what's really funny to me. Like, what are you doing?
Maybe he was still getting loose. He's still a little cold. So he was.
What? It reminds me of Norris Cole on the bench for the Ray Allen shot.
Oh yeah, but
he's on.
He's jumping twice as high on the bench.
Not nearly as emphatic.
Yeah, he had no idea he was actually in the game. He's still like cheering on the sideline. Like when you pantomime shit that the players are doing on the court. Like he forgot that he was actually playing in an NBA game. Brass, can you play that?
Did Thanasis do that?
Thanks, Moose.
We didn't have Moose, so we got Moose's disembodied voice.
Was that Moose?
That was Moose.
Yeah.
He couldn't be on the show, so we had him record that.
Jesus.
Can we hit one more time for the intro? I'm sorry. I just love it so much.
He's the biggest scrub in the family.
Thanasis.
Brash, you're a whiz on the keys, man.
Thank you.
Who says whiz on anything anymore? How old are you?
Oh my God! Don't start with me. You said you want to talk more about this game. What breakdown and analysis do you have of this?
I actually would really this Herder kid's like legit. Like he's so good. I've been so impressed this playoffs with him, and I thought Atlanta had like a puncher's chance in this series just because the Bucks drop defense and Trey can really do damage kind of in that in between area, which is something that he can't do. But I thought what was incredibly impressive was just how they were able to get to their spots today. I thought they survived a lot of the Lou Williams minutes, which the Bucks are huge, right? And the fact that Atlanta could survive that is like incredibly like impressive and good. And I think a lot of their guys stepped up, and they have like one of the most talented young cores in the league. It's really fun to watch a team like kind of grow up right before your eyes. And I'm super in on this Atlanta team. I really like Trae Young. I'm really sad that he couldn't play today. I hope he can be healthy. I hope him and Giannis can play in the next game. But I mean, it's really cool. It almost reminds me of like the Heat teams from like the early 2000s where you're just like watching this like young team blossom with this superstar that's like clearly coming. And they're great. I love watching them. They're fun to watch. I think the matchup's interesting because Milwaukee is like this really daunting, huge team that really plays very physically. They kill you on the glass. And they play like this traditional drop defense. And Atlanta like does a lot of fun stuff. They obviously the double drag, the Spain pick and roll. Like that's
all right. Enough.
Yeah, too much bad.
Yeah, you
nailed it.
But they're like one of the teams that run a ton of Spain, like them and the Hornets.
Okay,
like,
all right.
The two teams that are like super duper.
Only person that's allowed to get that technical on this show. Yeah, Joey, I don't know what the fuck he's talking
Siobhan,
about.
Yeah, I gotta leave it to
Siobhan can do it, but I don't want to hear that from me.
Yeah. Totally fair.
We should talk about a former take of yours.
Oh God.
Oh, since we're talking about the Suns.
Yeah. So this was back in March. Johnny had this.
Bad, who kicked their ass tonight?
I want to say, man, we have so many choices. It's DeAndre Ayton. I mean, the Heat's bad offense made him look like Rudy Gobert. That should piss me off. That guy sucks. That guy's not that good. That guy's an awful defender. And the Heat made him look like fucking Rudy Gobert and at times Hakeem, with the little jump hooks.
But in his defense,
I was
he
right
did
at the
say
time.
he makes him look like Rudy Gobert, and he does suck. So saying he sucks is kind of a validation.
He answered a lot of questions. I thought that his loafing ass couldn't do what he's doing, and I'm wrong. I'll say it. I was fucking wrong on DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton, who looks like he's 20 years older than he actually is. I was wrong on that. He's a really good fucking player, and he's gotten a lot better in this postseason run that I don't know if there's a lot of precedent for somebody figuring it out on defensively as he does. He looked like ridiculous at times, like in pick and roll defense. And listen, he's answered all the questions. I was wrong at the time, though. That was not a bad take at the time. And by the way, can we fucking Suns fans? Can you chill saying that DeAndre is better than Bam? No, he's not.
Okay, yeah, they go too far with that.
Yeah,
shit.
That's too far. Yeah, that's
pump the brakes.
But what I will say, and I'll put it out to all of you guys is with it. I think a lot of people are giving Chris Paul a lot of credit for DeAndre's development. Like Chris Paul gets credit for everything the Suns
leadership,
right? Like if
he's the NBA's best stepdad, Alf.
If the I was lost until my.
Who's the worst? Who's the worst stepdad?
LeBron. Well, you know what's gonna happen next season? Devin Booker's gonna do that Kyrie shit. He's like, "You're not my." I think it was Amin who said this. Is like Kyrie's gonna be like, "You're not my dad, dude." Like it's a Chris Paul next season.
You're not my dad. But the whole idea that Ayton becomes a better player with an adequate point guard. And then you think about Bam and you think about this team and what their needs are and how good they looked when Goran was an adequate point guard, more than adequate, an all-star.
They made the finals.
in the bubble last year. He was amazing. He was their leading scorer. And so I guess I want to get into some of the offseason talk and some of the things that are being put out there. Kyle Lowry, we've talked about him ad nauseum. But a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, like, are you guys in or are you guys out on the whole Spencer Dinwiddie thing?
Why are we not talking about the name of the day?
Who's that? Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Sexton.
Colin Sexton, that's another one.
Wait, what? What do you mean? We're getting Dame and Kawhi. What the fuck?
And
are
Colin
you guys
and
talking
Colin
about?
Sexton.
Adam
And
Woodward.
Colin off the bench.
And Luka off the bench.
Luka.
No,
Yeah.
Luka's in a couple years. Chill. We gotta wait for this.
I like to focus on realistic moves. But when it comes to those guys, Lowry, Sexton, Dinwiddie, who's the prefer? Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, who's when it comes to guards? Joey, what happened with the Tim Hardaway Jr.?
I can't someone's already given him over $20 million, and it was a mistake that first season. I just can't see myself giving that bushy eyebrowed man that much money. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I'm sorry.
The beard is immaculate.
The beard is immaculate. The eyebrows are
eyebrows need some work, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He really took the mantle from DeAndre Jordan for perfect beard guy in the NBA.
Was DeAndre Jordan perfect beard guy?
Yeah, no, DeAndre had the geometry on DeAndre's beard was like immaculate.
I feel like you're giving him an award that nobody's ever really considered him for.
That's an NBA Twitter thing.
Is it?
I think
we're gonna look it up. If not, this is pretty weird.
Yeah, it's
who has a more perfect beard, guys? That's what we should be talking about.
I mean, listen, we're asking the tough questions here.
Johnny just went a screeching halt to the show.
Screeching, yeah. I do want Colin though. I do want Colin. I think he's good. He's young. He's good. He has a big ass wingspan. He maybe not a lockdown defender, but he has a 6'8" wingspan. Won't be picked on switches. I think there's a lot of. Listen, I've talked to some people today around the league, and where there's smoke, there's fire. There's
Gianni talking to people around the league.
I like saying that. I said that. I was like, I talked to some friends around the league, and I did. I talked to some friends. I have friends around the league now.
But
we're all on Twitter, bro.
Johnny's the league guy.
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Go ahead, Solana.
Isn't
Colin Summer League?
Isn't Colin Sexton the move like long term? Like
Yes.
he'll help this team long term. I just right, but short term, Kyle Lowry is a better fit than Colin Sexton, in my opinion.
Or you
Alex,
can get both.
why not both?
Okay, I mean, I don't know.
Colin's only making $4 million.
You know the cap figures better than I do, but I don't know if that's even a possibility. But it is, I'm down to hear about it.
That's the easy part. Yeah, getting them together is the easy part because you can sign and trade for Kyle, or you can just sign him outright.
Who are you trading for Sexton? Is it Herro?
It's
Hero and Precious.
Now, that's a question. Is Sexton is big enough of an upgrade over Hero to make it worth it?
Yes. Like Sexton is like we were talking on locker room with Jack. It's like we put the over under at All-Star games at 3.5. Right? Like he's good. Like he's legit. Like can be All-Star good.
Will Hero ever make an All-Star game?
I think if he makes one, it'll probably be like with a bunch of injuries, and we would be like really proud of him for doing that.
The Goran Dragic.
Kind of like Gogi. and I gotta be honest with you.
The fourth alternate?
Kind of like Devin Booker too. I think Devin Booker's only made it as like a second alternate.
Yeah,
I mean,
that changes this year. I mean,
exactly.
he's a surefire all-star.
And he's a really good basketball player, right? It's just like this league has a ton of good players. So like,
Yeah, don't dig that Devin Booker hole any deeper.
No, I'm
Jake.
not.
Oh
I'm
my
not.
God.
I'm not.
Please.
A lot of it has to do with how bad the Suns were too. They were a perennial lottery team. Like next year, Devin Booker, no matter how good or bad the Suns are next year, he's an all-star. I don't.
And
care.
the
There's
West
no doubt about
was
it.
so guard heavy, and it still is. But the West being so guard heavy is kind of what kicked Devin Booker off. It wasn't that he didn't deserve it. It was hard to put him in over Dame and Russ and all these other guys that were taking up those spots.
Steph, right.
Yeah, exactly. Hero in the East, like if Hero stays in the East, good luck in Portland. If he stays in the East, like he's
Harden, Kyrie,
there's just too many guards. Like
Brad
he's just
Beal.
But I don't care about like all-stars with Hero. I know it's the topic that we're on, but like I don't care about all-stars. I just want him to be good. And I'm not out on Hero the way some of us here are out on Hero. And I'm not saying I wouldn't trade Hero for Sexton, Like, if that makes the Heat better right now, then I'm down, because I truly believe this window's closing with Jimmy. Like, I think it's two more years, and that's lucky. That's if he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
And look around the NBA, that seems to be happening more and more now. So, like, I'm down, but I'm also not out on Herro. I'm not of the opinion trade Herro at all costs. Let's go, just get him out of here, because a lot of Heat fans are, because we get caught in the moment, and this year was bad for Herro.
Well, to me, it's not about being caught in the moment when it comes to Herro. It's about the fact that what do I personally project? Schmeeth and Smolnik says, G, talk to Hot Take Harry. Those are his league sources. But what do I personally project Herro at?
I don't ever games.
I don't project him as an all-star. I don't project. I on a good team, on a contender, I think he's always going to be a sixth man, seventh man. And maybe I'm too down on him, but that has nothing to do with, NBA Twitter, Heat Twitter slander. They should have traded him for Harden, all that crap. That's just what I feel that Herro is going to be. And if your window is now, and Herro is your best asset, and you need a guy that can get downhill, get into the paint, create for others, like, Herro is just not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. Like, he's not the guy that the Heat need right now. And that's the thing. I'm not sitting here attacking Herro for having a cereal or having a Chipotle bowl, like any of that shit. Like, I don't care about any of that. I'm just talking about his game. And his game right now, another perimeter guy who can't get in the paint and create for others, like, the Heat have enough of that shit. Like, I'm watching the Hawks at one point. They couldn't get beneath the 3-point line. And I'm like, that's the Heat's entire offense. Like, running around the perimeter, trying to get Duncan Robinson open. Like, they need guys that can get downhill and score. And that's why guys like Kyle Lowry and Colin Sexton are appealing to me as a Heat fan.
Well, like Colin, and I, said this earlier, like, Lowry and Jimmy are slow, right? They move with craftiness and with, like, court manipulation. Colin's, like, really quick and athletic and springy and has zip, and he kind of.
They don't have a single guard that has any of that.
No, and think about what a disservice. Bam's a crazy athlete, and think of the disservice they do to him because they can't get out and run. They have really nobody to play with him, and he's kind of playing within these confines of these slow old guys. So, like, the idea of Colin getting in here is, like, nice because he adds an ingredient to your offense that you just don't have with anybody. And that's really hard to get, like, that kind of really special athleticism. So the quickness, the zip, all that rim pressure, the shooting, he's a good shooter, especially off the dribble. So, like, you get all that stuff. And if you can combine him, like, I think if you can get him and a guy like Lowry, and you have your backcourt set, right? You have a Colin Sexton and Kyle Lowry backcourt. You have Jimmy at the 3, Bam at the 5, and you whatever you fill in the 4. That's good. I really like that. And for Herro, like, we talked about upside. We're talking about Collins' upside is like multiple time All-Star. Herro, we're talking about like, maybe he gets one, right? So, like,
on a fourth alternate.
Yeah, and by the way, like, the Heat could have very easily won a championship last season if they were healthy, and Herro would have been the 4th best player on the title team. So it's like, if he plays to his best self, yeah, he can be the 4th best player on the title team, if things break right for you. But I do think that just Collins.
The problem with that is you still need Goran. You need a guy like playing like Goran did.
Yeah,
for Herro to be effective. Like, if you bring in Kyle Lowry and you keep Tyler Herro, I'm okay with that.
Goran's playing better than any Buck not like Goran's playoff run was like better than any Buck not named Giannis or maybe Middleton. Middleton's gone crazy for a couple games, but Middleton's like so like Goran had like such a crazy run in the playoffs. Like, a lot of people left in the playoffs have not been as good as Goran.
People forget how good he was last year. But the thing is, if you're never going to get that from Goran again. I'm sorry, man. The dude's old.
The Clippers are, like, right now being outscored in Chris Paul minute. The Clippers, the Suns, it's hard to win. It's hard. The playoffs are really fucking hard. And what Goran did last season was absolutely torch any team, and that's not easy.
Well, was it you, Alf, that you tweeted Brandon Ingram as like a legit? Was that you? I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, and I think the guys from 5 Reasons. I think was it. And I don't know, Christian, were you a part of that? The guys from 5 Reasons talked about how that is a legit option. That's something that the Heat are actively pursuing. And I've heard that as well, but I don't have sources. I know motherfuckers that know motherfuckers. I don't really know shit myself.
I have sources. Colin, baby.
But the Brandon Ingram thing is real. What do you guys think of that? Like, I like the idea of Brandon Ingram next to Bam. Like, I do. And people say he's not big enough and he doesn't, I mean, we had Trevor Ariza's ass out there looking like fucking Gator from Dave, hanging out and playing power forward for us. I mean, Brandon Ingram's bigger than Trevor Ariza. His wingspan, he's not the defender Trevor Ariza is, but he has a size. He can rebound, and he can shoot. He can score 3 levels. Like, that's the kind of guy I'd love to put next to Bam.
Yeah.
I am not a big fan of him.
I'm not mad at that at all.
I don't like him.
Why not, G? Why are you not a fan of that idea?
I'm not like a big fan of Ingram. I think defensively, especially with this team, it's like
Gianni, like you bet on the Heat to fix that problem. That's what they're known. That's the problem they're known for fixing. They have already a known offensive talent on a team that needs that right now. Because all other 2 stars aren't that guy, or sometimes aren't that guy.
They had one of the best defenses in the league, and they had like 4 players on the court at a time that were minus defenders most of the time. Like they don't have a single guard that can defend at an NBA level, and they still had one of the best defenses in the league. Like they will fix that through scheme. What they can't fix is motherfuckers that can't score.
Yeah, and like you gotta love the upside of where they can get somebody like Brandon Ingram purely
I'd rather have Sexton
from his size.
And I wouldn't be complaining if, like, obviously, like if tonight it gets announced that the Heat get Brandon Ingram, like I'm not gonna sit here and say like this sucks. Like I'm gonna be like, oh, fucking great, they got a really good player. I'd just rather have somebody else. I'd rather have Sexton. I'd rather have Lowry. There are other people I'd rather have him.
I mean, that's fine, but like,
I've never been a big fan of his game, but I recognize that he's a good player.
He's an all-star. He's an all-star, and he makes you better right now.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Bro.
Joe, you're asking who basically what you're doing.
Yeah.
Is it would be a sign and trade for Duncan. I believe that would be the only avenue to get Brandon Ingram. And that's fine, man. Like it's going to be really, really hard to get significantly better this season with Duncan and Herro on the roster.
Think about that though, and think about that. They get a guy who was a top 3 talent for a guy who went undrafted. Like that speaks volumes about what the Heat can do if they have talent. Like this is why they have to stop. Like, yeah, okay, Tyler maybe could be an all-star, but it'd be better to get an all-star with him and pair him with the 2 other guys who are already all-stars. Like this isn't hard, and you'll fill out the roster around it.
So 29 million, 31 million, 33 million, 36 million are the next 4 years of Brandon.
Yeah,
go ahead. It ain't my money.
Yeah.
And then and then Kawhi and Dame are gonna sign minimums. It's gonna be so fucking awesome.
I keep forgetting about that.
But you know what it is?
What did you say about Kawhi and like being with the Heat in the injury team?
What's that?
That
wasn't me.
That wasn't you? I thought that was you.
It was another black guy. No. This is the whitest hangover time of all time. Have you guys realize that?
Yeah.
I don't know if this show
I feel like you say that every time I'm on.
Whoa.
Happy to be part of it.
It's like the white male hangover time. Like no Tiff, no Siobhan.
Tiff, come back from vacation.
Well, I also feel like the only time I come on is when everyone else is missing. So it's like I guess
it's like
me too.
It's making me feel uncomfortable. I might be the whitest one here.
That's definitely Joey.
You think Joey?
I think it's Brass.
I don't know. It's pretty dark in that garage.
Brass, where in Florida did you grow up? Wellington? Where is that?
I grew up in Lake Worth. But yeah, Wellington.
Lake Worth.
He's in Lake Worth.
Lake Worth. That's the same thing. Everything north of Broward is like the same thing to me. Everything in between Orlando and Broward is like.
I do live in White Plains in New York.
Is that
okay? I mean,
it's
so that might.
Joey, don't you live in like Pompano or something? Like that's pretty.
Are you neighbors with T.J. McConnell?
I live in Boynton Beach.
Oh, same thing. No, not really, not at all. But I just think that's funny that Brass has a better tan than Joey, and Brass lives in New York. Like I don't get like Joey. What are you doing?
It's a bike ride.
It was an off week. It was an off week for me, honestly. I'll be bronze next time you see me. I promise. I'll look like a third place trophy.
He's gonna come back looking like somebody from the Jersey Shore.
He's gonna come back looking like a Kardashian booth.
You know, like what people look like.
Harry.
Like what people look like before, like bodybuilding competitions. That's gonna be me.
Yes, exactly. Why is that? Why do they do that? Are they supposed to do that?
Is that allowed? I don't even know if they can do that.
I don't get it. It does. I don't get it.
I mean, you're asking this group what you do for bodybuilding competitions?
I don't know. Maybe
I'm glad you asked.
Hey, Christian, what are you drinking, man? I'm interested in that seltzer. Showing it.
You son of a bitch.
I want to know more about
It's
that.
called Untitled Art. What?
Couldn't even have a name.
Florida seltzer.
I love how you're blaming your like lack of drinking on your injury. Like, have you been injured this entire year?
Wait, plus you said you're on meds. Like, what meds? Like, it can't be that bad. Like,
Can't drink on tour at all.
Wait,
I was kidding.
My internet sucks. What did you ask me, Brad?
You said
Listen,
what
Alex and
meds
I
are
are
you
both-
on?
No, I'm not.
Alex and I are both in Kendall.
Oh, dude,
and
I've been taking so much Oxy. You have no idea.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah,
okay,
that explains your delay right now.
Yeah.
Listen, Alex and I are both in Kendall, and we've had nothing but awful thunderstorms all day. Horrible.
Man.
Imagine not living in Miami.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Imagine living in something called White Plains.
Was that
I'm
supposed to be a
imagining.
zinger? I mean,
He got you.
I mean,
Like, it has really nice
Gotcha.
trees.
I mean, Kendall is kind of like the White Plains of Miami. If you
No, it's
really
somewhat-
want to be
no,
serious,
don't
It's
do
not.
that.
if you really listen,
don't do
I
that.
don't know what White
swear
Plains is
you-
like. Well,
you
how do we
guys from
compare
Kendall-
these?
I don't
I
like
swear
this.
you guys from Kendall be thinking Kendall's something different than what everybody else considers
No.
Kendall.
No, but
Kendall's
Kendall,
horrible.
Kendall,
but only we can
Kendall
talk
is
about it.
Like,
Kendall's
don't-
like all Colombians. Like,
Yes.
that's why I don't get. I don't get why
No.
people are like, "Oh,
Colombians?
Kendall's white." Like Kendall's all Colombians. Of course it is.
It's a
Yeah,
beautiful
white Colombians.
of all cultures.
Ain't
It
no
is,
dark skin.
no.
Ain't no dark skin Colombians in Kendall.
I'm gonna be the mayor of Kendall. Is there a mayor of Kendall?
We can get
Yeah,
you to
me.
be it.
We're gonna
No,
make this happen.
I'm the
Mike
mayor of
Ryan.
Kendall. Well, Mike Ryan adopted Kendall when it was already cool, but like
No,
before it was cool to be
outsiders.
Kendall.
It's
He-
still not cool to be Kendall.
Nah, yeah, it is.
It is cool to be from Kendall.
Yeah, I
And
think you guys
Thank you, Solana.
you guys are in this Kendall bubble that I just don't. Nobody else rocks with Kendall like that. Nobody else who doesn't live in Kendall is like, yo, Kendall's dope.
that's not Ask Brass. They talk about Kendall and White Plains all the time.
Yeah, they vacation in Kendall. It's the
Brad
only
just
place
calls
in
it
Miami.
Plains. He just calls it Plains, New York.
Listen, you don't know real till you've hung out at the Don Carter's on 88th.
Bro,
Rest in peace,
rest in
baby.
peace to
Oh,
Don
man.
Carter.
No.
God damn.
Somebody wants me to talk about that bum Middleton. Zay the homie. I will say this.
Can I make a comment about Middleton? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I'm
No,
on
go,
the
go,
worst
go.
delays. I'm just gonna do it. I'm on the worst delay. So by the time you say no, I'm like halfway through my point. I bet the over on Chris Middleton 23 tonight, and he fucked me. So screw you, Chris Middleton. And no Giannis. Like today was perfect for Chris Middleton to go off. And like, how do you not get 23 points in a game 4? You win. The series is basically wrapped up after he dropped 20 in the fourth quarter of game 3. I mean, what the fuck,
Right.
Chris Middleton?
0
What
for
the hell?
7 from 3, 6 for 17 from the floor. Got locked up by an injured rookie. Like, that's the thing about Chris Middleton and why first of all, I don't want him to get a ring. I don't want the Bucks to get a ring because, like, you cannot reward that kind of incompetence.
Yep.
Okay? Like, giving Chris Middleton an NBA championship ring as a second best player on the team is just like, it's so antithetical to everything we know about championship NBA teams. Like, you cannot be Chris Middleton getting locked up by Cam Reddish and come out here and say, I'm NBA champion, put me next to Scottie Pippen in the annals of NBA history. Like, and Scottie Pippen has other problems right now, but like, you cannot be a number 2 sidekick and be Chris fucking Middleton, bro.
Is Scotty okay?
No, Scotty's not okay, bro. Scotty
Not
is just
okay.
He's
something.
going through it.
Who's less
Bro,
okay? Scotty, Josh Smith, or Kwame Brown?
Scotty's the least okay because look at his hair. It starts with the hair.
yeah.
I think
a
Kwame
cry for
Brown is the
help.
most okay, if that's an option.
He's the most okay.
Killing it with those videos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kwame out here just talking his shit, living his life, milking cows and shit.
True influencer. Do you think Stephen A is like afraid of him?
I would be.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I would
don't
be.
think he is.
I
I mean,
I would leave my house.
We said it last show. Scotty is just pushing his bourbon.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Because
drink
every
anything that
video
Scotty
that
fucking recommended.
Every interview he's on, he's got his bourbon next to him, and he's got like his hand on the bottle and shit. Like, I mean, he is pushing that hard. So, I mean,
but isn't there like a sense also like he lost his son not too long ago, and his wife is basically like being passed around on social media. It's like the joke, right? Like she's being passed around and everybody wants to be with his wife, or everybody talks about being his wife. Like there's definitely some mental trauma there, and he wants
probably
people to
has
know.
something to do with it. Yeah, I guess
He
so.
wants people to know
that.
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm good. And he's trying to be
I think he has a bad publicist, bro. Like I just like when that shit is happening to you, you want to present an air of like stability. Like first of all, he's coming out. He's coming out. Well, he's coming out with the Frederick Douglass haircut, which is the first sign that a black man has gone crazy.
Can I laugh at that?
No.
Listen, Solomon Hill looked great last season. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen,
it's true.
When a black man's falling off the edge, the hair is the first fucking thing to go. And that dude out here look like a grown ass buckwheat, and he's just saying wild ass shit.
Are you speaking from when you got your mohawk?
Yes. I was going through a rough time. I was walking around the AAA with a mohawk out to this.
You had a mohawk?
Yes, and nobody.
You had a design on the side.
And I had designs on both sides. Nobody asked me what the fuck's going on, Alf. I was fucking depressed. Goddammit!
I can't believe
I know what Scotty going through. 40 years old with a fucking mohawk at the arena, talking to Brady Hawk. You think I was okay? I wasn't trying to sell bourbon. It was a cry for fucking help.
I'll fucking leave that arena at like 12:30, miserable.
12:30. They go to work at 8:00 the next day.
And do a pot at 11.
Following around Ethan, can't fucking find his fucking laptop charger. You guys think I was okay? Oh, my publicist told me to run around like an asshole with a mohawk. I know what Scotty going through. Scotty, call me.
BTV, bro.
Fucking wife out there being scandalous on the gram. Listen. We all been through some shit, man. Scotty. And Heat rescued me the day I signed back with Heat Beat. I cut that fucking mohawk off. I said I'm home. Schmeathan says Alf walked around looking like a 2-star high school recruit.